Mariana Price here from South Africa. I'm from the Northwestern province and I'm from Empower Academy. I've got a lot of students that's learning all about Moringa. And today I'm going to show you what you can do with Moringa. Moringa is amazing. Moringa is healthy. It is really boosting your immune system and we need it. We need it in our life to make sure that we can not get sick. And if you do get sick, that you will get over it very quickly in a short period of time. Now, Moringa, I'm growing Moringa here on the farm. I'm also teaching, like I say, the students all about Moringa. It is important that they understand also how they can change their lives, how they can make money out of Moringa as well. Moringa is not just there to boost your immune system, it's also there to make a little bit of money with your Moringa. You can make products from it. You can use it for either healthy food products or you can use it in your daily skincare routine. And well, today I am making for you the Moringa immune booster in Entree Parcels served with Moringa Pesto dip. Now I've made 2 pesto dips to go with it as well. You see here on the back, but I'll also show you on the screens. You will see on the back of the screen the whole recipe, how it has flowed through. Now what you're going to need is you're going to need 4 large potatoes. You need 100 milliliter of Moringa leaves, fresh leaves or dried leaves. Fresh is better, but yeah, if you do have other leaves, then you can use it as well. It's dried, not the powder. Try to get the Moringa leaves rather. 100 milliliter of spring onion chopped and a teaspoon of rosemary fine chopped. Then some feta cheese. Feta is a white cheese, and you can use either the one that has got herbs in it, or you can make your own feta as well if you've got access or you have the courage to make the feta. Then you also need a little bit of salt and pepper, and then you also need to fry it. We're going to need some oil, and we're going to need egg with crumbs, and we're going to need flour to do the rolling in. Now let me start here and show you how we're doing our Moringa recipe. And this is what we're going to make. This is how it's going to look. Entree is something that you eat before your meal. It's a little bit of a snack. You don't have to put as much on the plate, but it depends who you're serving. Or if it is at a party, maybe you want to put it in a big platter, and your guests can help themselves to the entrees, or you can dish it up like on the left-hand side where you put that first serving on a table. You take your potatoes and you boil it and you mash it, and you can put some spices to it, and also you can add extra ingredients. You can chop up some spring onions, rosemary, you can put a little bit of garlic if you want to. You can also use crumbed feta cheese in it, and then you add your flaked fish. Now the fish you boil before the time, you let it cool down, and then you flake it very well and you add it, because everything must be a very soft, finely mashed. Do not make sure that you do not leave clumps on it, because it is very difficult to make your little balls to fry and to dip it and all that. And you want to serve something dainty, something that's going to be very tasty and smooth. Okay, and then what we do after that, you can also use maybe, you'll see in that bowl on the left hand side, on the right hand photo, I've got from the previous night some leftover mince. It was a curry mince. And I add exactly the same ingredients. Instead of putting the fish to it, I just using the leftover food. And that's nice about this, because sometimes you have leftover foods and you don't know what to do with it. If you don't want to use it for your entree, you can make little snacks at home and put it in the fridge. Some stuff you can freeze as well, but be careful, potato doesn't always freeze very well. You can have a look at that and see through maybe a very short period of time you can do some freezing to have some snacks. And what you do then is, after you take like a spoonful, a teaspoonful, maybe a little bit bigger than a teaspoonful, heaped up, and you put it in your hand, and you make a little ball, and you roll it, and then you dip it into your flour. You take eggs and you whisk it, and then look on the next page you see here, that's where you put it in the flour, and then you dip it into the egg, the mixed egg, and then you roll it into crumbs. Now the crumbs can also be um, spiced. Don't spice too much, don't make it too strong. Have something softer for an entree. An entree is your starter, and it's before you have your main meal, so you don't want to overload the taste buds, and you don't want to make your guests already so hungry that they can't wait to have their main course. You want to enjoy the evening, you want to really have fun and a good time with your friends. So what you do then is you put the little balls into oil. Make sure your oil is very hot when you start frying into the hot oil, and let it go to golden brown, and then you remove it from the oil. And what we also do is the alternative is I make both. You can have the little balls that are fried, even though that's got oil in it, so you don't want too much of the oiliness. And then you can even scoop little bits with on a tray. And what we do is we take a baking tray, we spray it with spray and cook. If you don't have spray and cook, then you can just put a little bit of oil on the baking plate so that it doesn't get stuck there. And you're going to bake it in the oven. So that is not very oily. So if you're very health conscious, then avoid the frying and go for the baking rather. Then what you do is you use Phyllo pastry. Phyllo pastry is a very thin pastry that's almost like paper, layers of paper. And you just make sure that whenever you roll, you put long streaks on the Phyllo pastry and pre-cut it so it's all the same size. And you roll it finely tight, and then you use your beaten egg, and you just put on the end so that you just make sure that your layer is stuck to the roll so that it doesn't come open. And after you've done that, you put the beaten egg all over your Phyllo pastry on the outside to get that golden color after you put it in the oven. And make sure all the sizes are the same shape, and that it's exactly the same size. Cut the edges so it's neat and tidy, because you really want to present something very beautiful. So always look at your presentation. If you look on the right hand side, you will see the photo on the right, and where it is presented on a plate. You can either do a single serving, or you can put it on a platter, or you can even make a lot and I'll put it on a big plate. And you will see here, we also use our pestos. I make the moringa pesto, and what I do is I use moringa finely cut, I use mint, and I use basil leaves, and you can add some crumbed feta cheese. You can grate some nuts in it. Make sure that you use nice, lovely nuts. Don't use something that is too strong, but your hazelnuts works very well. Pecan nuts also work very well in the pesto, and grate it in, or you can chop it very finely in. And then we add a little bit of lemon juice. We put a little bit of honey or brown sugar, depends if you do have honey or not. And then you can add some, like I said, the lemon juice. You put olive oil in it as well, and that will be and you mix it very well. You can put it through a blender and to chop it fine, and it will look like this in the middle bowl. And then we also can have an alternative, or you can serve both ways. The second choice is use your base, the basic one. You'll find also that recipe on my Facebook page, and you will find it on the Academy, the Empower Academy page. And what we do is we use our basic recipe, then we add a little bit of cream cheese or just a little bit of cream, and you can even add a little bit of more taste. If you want to change the taste a little bit, you can put sweet chilies, or you can use pepperdew, finely chopped pepperdew in it if you want a little bit of a sharp taste. And then you mix it very well in your blender, and then what you do is you'll see on the top photo there, voila, enjoy it. And you have your little balls that are fried balls. You've got the baked Phyllo parcel, and you can serve it with your pesto on a single serving. You can put both pestos on there, a small portion, and you can serve it with a little piece of feta. And if you put it in a platter, you can even add some tomatoes. You can make it look beautiful, because you really want to make sure that your evening starts well with the entree, with your very first original moringa dish that you give to your visitors. And enjoy.